Good morning, world of readers. I am Book Dragon Erin, and I would like to welcome you all back to my booktube channel, where today I will be reviewing Guarding Her Body by Ella Goode. Guarding Her Body is a contemporary romantic suspense novel, and it is a standalone, although I really would have enjoyed a sequel if one was ever written. Other books by Ella Goode include Ace of Hearts, Beast's Castle, and Captured. A little bit about this book before I get into my thoughts. Child actress Sadie Monroe grew up under the hot lights of Hollywood. Her good girl image takes a hit when it's revealed her momager has been stealing from her for years. The scandal sites are set ablaze when semi-nude photos of Sadie Monroe are released. Sadie's new manager wants her to take advantage of this and pivot to a daring new role, but Sadie longs for a normal life with a normal husband and normal, well-adjusted kids. When Sawyer Locke is asked to protect film star Sadie Monroe, he agrees immediately, even though he doesn't like stuck-up celebrities. Sadie Monroe, however, is entirely different. Behind her glossy image, he can see both her fear and her longing. Longing for him. What might have started as just a regular job becomes a mission for Sawyer to protect not only Sadie's life, but also her heart. Moving right along into my thoughts on this book might not be so inspirational for everyone, but in a way, it is to me. I'm not a child actress or have millions of followers on social media, but let me explain. I am an aspiring author. I'm always looking to write my next literary challenge, something to test my skills as a writer. After finishing reading this book, I was so inspired to write a romantic suspense novel of my very own, so I wrote up a plot for my own child star actress romance novel with a twist that I am still brainstorming on. But this was inspirational to me because I definitely want to write something like this, but original to my life story and something that I am very interested in my normal day-to-day life, not on camera. I will let it slip that in my romantic suspense novel, it's about a sci-fi actress accepting that she's a diehard nerd, despite her mainstream fame for the biggest movie of the decade. But the plot is still on the drawing board, so I will update you later if it becomes a much bigger thing. Sadie's agent is such an ass. But the director/producer Sadie's agent had her meet with is an even bigger one. He told Sadie that she was an adorable little child actress, but he wanted to see her star in smutty movies that were just shy of being adult films. Then he tried seducing her by telling her, "Sleep with me and I'll make you the star actress in my movie." And in comes bodyguard Sawyer Locke to the rescue. I knew nothing about him other than he is the head of a successful security company, and he is the best of the best, who also dislikes snobby actresses. But I loved how hard he fell for Sadie when he realized that she wasn't at all as he first imagined. And besides that, his protective streak is sexy as hell. So I can understand why Sadie fell so hard for him from the very start. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a negative point in my own opinion, but others might not see it that way. Sawyer lives in a big house with an extensive security system, and his mom lives with him, whom he checks in with anytime he goes out into the world. Sawyer isn't a mama's boy, though. Sawyer's mom is empathetic and caring and very much an amazing mother, yet some people might see this as a mama's boy quality and not like that aspect of this book. I see nothing wrong with a loyal son taking care of his sweet mom. Some people might think that's odd, considering Sawyer is 30-something years old. It's also a relief finding out Sadie's thoughts about Sawyer's protectiveness and loyalty to his mom, which she finds so sexy. Honestly, I feel so bad for Sadie. I mean, her situation and people like her in reality. Sadie and her mom were never close. Sadie's mom stole millions of dollars from her to keep up her rich lady lifestyle. Sadie and BFF Charlie fooled around, and then some stalker took photos of them fooling around. Sadie's mom thrust her into the limelight when Sadie herself didn't want to be on the cover of magazines worldwide. Plus, Sadie's mom cared about fame more than family. That is so sad, and I feel torn on child actors and their lifestyles. Just as children are too young to consent to anything, they're too young to really understand the lifestyle of childhood fame. It's like they're writing in a public diary for all to read, and the child's parents then get used to the fame more often than not, and then they push their child into doing things that get them even more noticed and more mainstream, but that isn't healthy for a growing kid. When I was a kid, I dreamed of being a famous author because my passion has always been for writing. Even if I'm the most famous author on the planet in 10 or 20 years, I am determined to keep my kids away from the famous lifestyle until they're of age to decide for themselves if they want to have their own fame. I will not hold them back from their passions. If they want to be in commercials on TV or become gymnasts like Simone Biles, I will support them. But I will never let them be on TV shows like Toddlers and Tiaras, mainly because of my disapproval of child exploitation as objects, if you know what I mean. I know I'll get a ton of comments stating that it can be beneficial to kids, shows like Toddlers and Tiaras teaching them self-confidence and everything, but I do not share in that opinion because so many of those kids grow up to be so selfish and so entitled, and the screenshots exist where kids' faces can be replicated into sleazy photos, which I am entirely against. When the topic of Sadie's racy photos comes up, readers are led to believe that Charlie, BFF of Sadie, leaked the photos. Charlie was not behind leaking Sadie's racy photos, yet we assume the worst of him just because he lied to somebody to be on TV alone without Sadie, and then it looked bad for him, and it looked bad for Sadie. Luckily, Charlie did cover his own backside along with Sadie's, so everything was okay in the end. Also, in reality, how do so many people not realize that anyone will find their nudes? Girlfriends will send them to boyfriends, then be surprised when they're leaked after a breakup because the guy was upset that his girlfriend broke up with him and wanted to get revenge for emotional humiliation. It happens so often that it's appalling and embarrassing for the girl 100% of the time, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Stupid double standards, but how do girls not think about their actions that will wind up getting them in trouble or having so much bad press for the rest of their lives, basically? Even if my boyfriend swore to me that he would never leak my racy photos, I would still never take them from the start. If he truly loved me and cared about my safety and reputation, he wouldn't put me in a situation that I wasn't comfortable doing, and I would never be comfortable taking racy photos or sending them out, so why would I do it in the first place? Valentine's Day or a normal day, I will never send racy photos to absolutely anyone. Moving along to my final notes on this book, my rating for this novel, 4 out of 5 stars. I loved this novel. The chemistry between Sadie Moore and Sawyer Locke was undeniable, and I was freaking out with the stalker themes bringing out total OMG moments. Although I wish there were more smutty scenes sooner than readers got, but all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. In so many romance novels that I read, the epilogue happens after a wedding or when a baby is born. This book was so much different because the story flashed forward 25 years into the future. Sadie and Sawyer were happily married with 5 kids, 4 grown sons and 1 teen daughter who is actually dating one of Sawyer's bodyguards. Totally freaking awesome. And I am very family-oriented and absolutely baby crazy. So Sadie and Locke getting married and having 5 kids were icing on the cake and cherries and caramel drizzle on the cake all in one. So much more than I ever hoped for. And I loved this book so much, so kudos to Ella Goode. I'm actually surprised that I didn't consider this book a favorite novel, but that's whatever the case. Anyway, that's all for today, so if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to show some support, subscribe to my booktube channel to get more videos like this, turn on that notification button to be notified when I upload brand new videos every single Sunday. Keep on reading and have a great day, everyone!